Welcome to a weeknight circuit class. I know, weird, huh? I usually save those for Saturdays, but I thought I would honor our Saturday class. We did a front body circuit, so I thought tonight we would do a back body circuit. Just kind of work them both equally and again, explore those options of what it feels like to isolate parts of our body and just hone in on that. So what you're going to need tonight is 2 light hand weights. And I did not include this in the Facebook post, but the more I thought about it, I also wanted to add, so if you need a minute to go grab, that's totally fine, either a set of medium hand weights, or if you have a wide selection, I would say you want a pair of light and a pair of light to medium. So nothing too heavy today. There's really only one exercise where you might want to go to the heavy realm, but the exercise itself is so challenging that you may want to go more down to that medium range for your weight. So if you have it too light to medium, and then we have some optional equipment we're going to use today. So we're going to use a resistance band, the circular kind that can wrap around your thighs or your arms. So we're going to use that. And then also, again, optional is one of these big, delightful stability balls that you see over here in the corner, sometimes called a Swiss ball. Again, optional, both of them. So if you don't have them, I'll show you what you can do instead. But if you do, go ahead and grab those. And lastly, you just need your yoga mat or your floor support. As you'll see here, I've got an extra yoga mat, and I will explain that, and actually I can go ahead and just kind of explain it. We are going to do some calf raises. We're working back body, so we're going to hit our calves. I don't have on screen a step or anything like that that I can use to sort of enhance my calf raises. So if you are looking to kind of up your calf raise game, but you also don't have a step or something sturdy you can stand up on to kind of drop your heels off and stand back up. Something you can do to kind of fake it till you make it is take a yoga mat. So either the one you're going to use for floor support, or I know a lot of us end up buying several yoga mats because we hate one, then we hate the next one, then we hate the next one, right? So this is like my worst, most terrible yoga mat. I have folded up to make a little step, and I'm going to put it up on top of my mat for even a little bit extra so I can drop my heels off some. Is it going to be the same as if you had an exercise step or a literal step in your house? Not exactly, but it at least lets you up your game a little bit from just being flat on the floor and calf raising. But if that's all you got, that's what you got. That's what I usually do. I thought I'd just experiment with my most horrible yoga mat and see what I could do with it. So that's all you're going to need for today. Just a little bit about our workout, then we'll get started. I know one of the beautiful things about circuit is it's quick, so I don't want to hold us up. I think I got a little on Saturday. So we're working back body, so I want you to think your lats, which are these nice, yummy, big back muscles here, your delts, which is up in here at rhomboids, your triceps, your booty, your hamstrings, your calves. So again, if we kind of outline our body this direction, everything on this half is what we're looking to work today. We are going to have just a little heads up if this is problematic for you. We are going to have some ups and downs out of the floor. I tried to make it where it wasn't up, down, up, down, up, down. So once we got down, we stayed down for an exercise or two. Once we were up, we stayed up for an exercise or two. But it's kind of hard. I was trying to alternate between upper body, lower body, just trying to make all the pieces mesh. So there will be some ups and downs in the floor. If it is just not working for you, you could always quickly jot down what the exercises are and then reshuffle them in a way that you stay in the floor the whole time and you stay standing the whole time, and then it works for you. So if that's really problematic, go through the first round. If you find the first round is not working, pause the video, jot everything down, and then do it in your own order. It's totally fine. It is not a problem. So obviously I wrote it in a certain way because I liked it that way, but if it makes you not able to do the workout, then forget it. I'd rather you do the workout and do it in your order. So again, like our previous circuits, we're going to work for 1 minute rounds. We'll have 20 seconds in between, 8 total exercises. After we get through the 8, there's about a minute and a half break, We'll take a little rest, we'll get our water, I'll check the time, the video, all that good stuff, and then we'll keep going. So just remember the first round is always a little clunky, so I've got to show you the exercise. So we might not get started right at 1 minute, but I also encourage you to get moving. You know, I like to describe the exercise and help you. Don't wait till I'm finished and then start moving. If you get the idea of what you should be doing, go ahead and start moving. Don't just kind of wait for me to finish and then start, especially in that first round. After the first round, move super fast. As always, modify if you need it. I will tell you today, I feel like I was in a prize fight overnight last night. I woke up several times in the middle of the night thinking, man, I'm just not sleeping well, something's going on. And I woke up this morning and I feel like everything through both sides of my neck and across the fronts of my shoulders are strained. My lower back on the right side feels strained. I don't know what the heck I did, guys. So I say that to say modify. Also, sometimes modifying is just going a little lighter. So my approach to today's exercises, and keep this in mind if you ever need it, or if you just want to try it. You know, usually when we go to lift weights, even in the circuit class, we kind of grind it out, right? We push the heaviest weight we can. We work as hard as we can. We think if we're not dying, we're not trying, right? So there's another approach you can take though, and actually it can be smarter a lot of times, and you've heard me talk about it a time or 2 or 20, is that instead of grinding it out and really not doing the exercise that right and just stumbling and bumbling through it, but being like, yeah, I lifted a 20. Might have looked like hell, but I did it. Go lower and really focus on that engagement and the muscles, the right form, squeezing those proper muscles. A lot of times you'll find if you go lighter, you're actually working the right muscles instead of going heavy and trying to incorporate all these other muscles. So since I'm feeling strained and just not quite right physically, I'm going to go much more of that mental approach. I have a 5 and I have 10s. When do you ever really see me do 5s and 10s unless it's a bar class? So I'm going to take it down. I'm going to focus on form. I'm going to focus on using the correct muscles the entire time. And that's how I'm going to modify today. So I offer that to you. If you're like, nope, today's grind it out and kill myself day, Tracy, knock it out. Do you, okay? So add music if you need it. As always, I don't present it because I don't want to lose my videos. Share, share, share. Get this message out. Let people know what you're doing. Let them know what we're talking about. Again, I feel like my message is a little unique, and I think it's great for everyone, from beginner to advanced. I think a lot of people need to hear some of the things I have to say, and I would love to help them. So share my videos, my posts, my YouTube page, subscribe on YouTube. Anything that you can do to help support this effort would be so much appreciated. And speaking of support, donations are the only way I get paid for these classes, so if you do want to send any cash chips my way, feel free. Venmo at StrongStyleFit is where you can find me, or if you're not a Venmo person, just let me know. We'll sort something out. All right, so I'm going to check the time. Yep, we need to get going. So we're going to start on the floor with the band. So grab your band, get on the floor. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. I'm going to start the video. I'm going to bring the timer down with me temporarily just so I can see it on the floor. Check video, and we will get going. All right, friends. So we're going to come down to the floor. I'm going to go ahead and show you the first exercise so you can be ready to get going right from the start for the first exercise. So you're going to take your circular band and you're going to put it around your thighs. You want it off your knees. We never want bands directly around our knees. That's a big old no-no. So I'm going to put bands on. I really make every effort to get mine flat, or they're horribly uncomfortable. However, I know the clock is ticking, so I'm going to have to just suck it up. Oh, the band's twisted. That's why. There we go. Close enough. All right, so we're going to come down to the ground, and we're going to set up in our bridge. So we've got feet hip-width apart, in line with our hips, shoulders down, long neck. And then we're going to slightly wiggle walk our feet, just a little closer than normal, just a little bit. So this is a fluid movement. movement. It's called a froggy bridge. We're going to push our bridge up, open our knees, close them as we set it down. Yes, it's a very provocative move. So that's where we're going to be. When you open at the top, you should get this nice, awesome squeeze on that outer rim of your booty. We're doing this for a minute. So let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So lift it up, squeeze, bring it down. Squeeze, bring it down. It's okay if you roll out to the sides of your feet just a little bit, as long as that's not problematic in ankles or anything like that. It is okay for you to squeeze out at the top and roll out to those feet. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pressure against that band. Belly tight and engaged. Pushing up through those hips. You might notice just with the change in your legs that your core gets a little off balance. It's all right. Just work for it. Concentrate on being steady, squeezing that booty, engage in that belly. Perfect. All right. This is one where we're going to come right back up. So if you have issues with getting up and down, take your time. You've got 20 seconds to get up. We're going into a rear delt fly. This is going to be one of your lightest weight movements. I'm picking up the 5s. Perfect. We're going to set feet hip width apart, and we're going to bend all the way over to where we're face down. Weights are going to come down, neck long, shoulders down. We squeeze high between those shoulder blades, up and down. And down. So you should be feeling this a little higher in your shoulders than when we do a fly. When we do a fly here, it's a little more down. But when we're bent over, it should be feeling more high in the higher part of your shoulders, up near your traps as well. This is one you really probably are going to go light to do the exercise right. If you find yourself doing this with a big bob, your weight's too heavy, go down. Perfect. All right, we've got tricep kickbacks. Everyone, if you have any workout experience, probably familiar with the old tricep kickback. We haven't worked kickbacks in a while, so I thought we'd go for the old faithful. So we've got our weights, shoulders down. Gonna engage, step back a little bit. Weights come up, kick them out behind us. Squeezing through the backs of those arms. It's real tempting with a kickback to do this. Do you see anything working in my arms when I do that? Probably not. Slow it down. Squeeze it to the top. Shoulders and elbows stay basically stationary. Just moving from elbow to wrist. Squeeze it. Try to let that neck go. Let your shoulders relax. Woo! Perfect. All right, you're gonna bring it down. If you got your stability ball, we've done this a few times. You'll be familiar. It says hamstring rolls. If you don't have the ball, I'm just gonna hold it up, pretend it's not here. You're gonna bridge, and you're gonna take a step out and a step in. That's your option without the ball. With the ball. Feet and calves go on top. We lift. We roll in. Don't be surprised if the first couple you do, your hips and your body sort of sway and rock. It's just that core trying to reestablish itself. job. These are tough. Both versions, the ball or the non-ball, both very tough. Very challenging. Hamstrings might be on fire. All right, this is when we are going to stay on the floor. We're going to put our band back on. Try not to get it super twisted. There we go. We're going to stay in hamstrings, double down on them, but also some booty. We're going to do donkey kicks. So we stay flat towards the ground, strong in our tabletop, flex our foot, we push up. And we're going to alternate. So it's like you're trying to stamp the sole of your shoe on the ceiling. So it's not a kick out, it's a push up. So many times, the number one issue is people want to kick. Stomp that foot on the ceiling. Like you're trying to kick a ceiling tile up and out of the ceiling. And we are going to be coming up out of the floor. So go ahead and bring it up. So your option for the donkey kick, I didn't say it from the beginning, it's just to not put a band on. If you don't have a band, or if it's too challenging with the band. All right, we got lateral raise. Chances are I might be bailing on this weight due to my current situation. So we've got our shoulders nice and long. We pick it up and down. We're going to stop at that shoulder height. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you don't have a mirror, so you might go a little above shoulder height. It's not ideal, but it's okay. I'm sure I probably am right now. Just make sure that you're not swinging them up. Just be conscious of where they are. Do your best to stop them at your shoulders. If you have a mirror, you just watch and stop them at your shoulders. Almost there. Perfect. We've got calf raises. I'm going to be a little off camera probably because I want my feet to come off of both mats. So I'm going to set this up. I'll show you from the on-camera position. We're going to put our feet, balls of our feet up on the mat, or they stay flat, and we lift our calves. So the benefit of having the elevation is that you elongate those calf muscles more because your heels are dropping off. It's a little challenging with the mat because the mat is squishy under my feet. So it's a little harder to keep balance, but you get that nice elongation. Your heels can drop a little bit and then more contraction when you squeeze up. If you don't have the extra mat or don't want to try it, just stand flat on the floor and come to your very top tippy toes. Squeeze those calves and let them go. Really got to squeeze them at the top. Unless they're already super tight, then they'll do their own squeezing. Perfect. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is an alternating renegade row. By far the hardest exercise in this set. Like I said, I'm going to take it down and focus more on form, but I'll show you the full version. So a renegade row is your weight set up under your shoulders like you're in a plank. You step back into a wide plank, and then you row from full plank. Or go into full plank, drop your knees. Now you're in the perfect modification. A row from here. So I can do a renegade row, but again, having some difficulty today, being mindful, and going to focus more on engagement, really working the right muscles. Feel free to work wherever you feel like working today. If this hurts your hands, you can use one and trade the weight back and forth. It slows you down a little bit, but if it makes it more accessible to you, then go for it. All right, that's the end of our first round. We made it. We got through the clunker round. So we're gonna get a row that we were just doing. Very challenging to do in full plank. I normally do it that way. If you can, absolutely do it. Just be mindful, or you've fallen all over the place because you're not really holding that plank very well. Are you dropping your weight? Are you struggling? Or your hips rocking back and forth every time you pick the weight up? If any of those things are happening, drop down to your knees and modify until you get strong enough. I just now started being able to do renegade rows. Successfully, feeling pretty good about it. Within the past couple months. I've been working out for about 10 years. So it is not easy, and it is very easy to hurt yourself or to do it incorrectly. So just be mindful, pay attention. We got 30 more seconds. We'll go back into that froggy bridge. I'm gonna check the video real quick. Beautiful, looks like we're looking good. We got about 15 seconds, so let's go ahead and bring it down. Start getting set up. Since there's a little bit of setup for our froggy bridge. Perfect. We got our pantyhose band on. All right, so we set up our feet hip width, walking in just a little bit, long shoulders, long neck, squeeze that belly, push up, open as you push up, drop it down, bring legs in. Again, it's okay if you want to open so far that you roll the edges of your feet some. That's all right. Not something I usually say is all right, but in this case, it is just fine. Should be getting a heck of a squeeze from the outer rim of that booty. If you don't have a band, then just go through the exact same motion without the band. You could try putting a little weight in your lap. That might make it a little more challenging. All right, we've got those delt flies, so grab your light hand weights. And remember what I said, if the up and down is too much, just jot down the exercises, do it in your own order. You can still use my timer, just do your own order. All right, bend it all the way over, long neck, gaze a little out in front, and we open. Again, we're bent all the way over to engage a different set of muscles. Really focus. Think about those muscles that wrap around your spine, up high between your shoulder blades. That's what you're squeezing. Good job, guys. Perfect. Tricep kickbacks. Coming up next. All right. So remember, we don't swing. That's not a tricep kickback. It's something. Just not exactly sure what. All right, roll those shoulders. Set our booty back a little bit for some counterbalance. Squeeze to the top. you're not exactly sure what a tricep is, it's that big muscle that runs from your elbow up to your shoulder. There's a couple of different heads to that tricep, but that's kind of what you're thinking. Good. Squeeze it, guys. Squeeze. Really make that tricep fire up. This is what I'm talking about when I say lighter weight, but full engagement. Nice. All right, bring it down to the ground. We've got 2 exercises in a row on the floor. So we've got those hamstring rolls with the ball or the step ins and outs in your bridge. I'll show you that one more time. So if you're stepping in and out, you're just going to bridge up, walk your feet out, walk your feet back in, trying to keep those hips high. You have the ball. You want to set up that kind of curve between your ankle and your calf on the ball. Bridge up, roll it. I said usually the first couple, your hips kind of wibble wobble while your core is trying to find its way. Hamstrings light up almost instantly in these. Keep that core tight. Try to keep those hips as lifted as you can. All right. Kick that ball out of your way. We're going to put our band back on for those donkey kicks. All right, set up in our tabletop. Wide fingers, strong shoulders, and kick up. So just a reminder, we're not kicking out. Number one issue I see with these is people just can't connect, that they want to keep their leg bent and stomp up to the ceiling. It's a funny thing, like our brain's just like, no, we don't do that. That's not how we move. So, just keep telling yourself, stomping your foot on the ceiling, imprinting the sole of your shoe on that ceiling tile. Woo! If your band is rolling and doing a number on your thighs, like mine is, you can also take the band off and put a weight in your leg, which I think is what I'm going to do next round. All right, come on up. So I'll demonstrate an alternative to the band for the next round, because that's really making me crazy. So it probably is you too. And it untied my shoe. All right, so we've got lateral raises. All right, so weights down by our side, engage, and we lift. Good, trying to stop right about that shoulder level. It won't be perfect unless you have a mirror. Just do the best you can. I've also discovered if I turn around backwards, I can see my shadow. You can see that I'm lifting to the right spot. But I don't think you guys want to watch my back workout all day. I don't want to watch my back workout all day. Got calf raises coming up next. Perfect. All right. So, you're using that extra yoga mat method like I was. So I just have it all folded up. I have it in my space. And in fact, Since I decided not to use it on the edge of my mat, I'll just go ahead and bring it into the frame here. So you want the balls of your feet up on your step, your mat, whatever it is, and you're going to squeeze up to the top. Squeeze up to the top. So this is not a calf raise. This teeny little pulse, you want to come up, squeeze. If you need to hang on to a wall for balance, that's fine. You're not cheating a darn thing by doing that. And if you're using a yoga mat, because it is squishy underneath your feet and not firm, you might need to. But otherwise, if you feel safe, challenge that core. Challenge that balance. You're never going to hear me say too much balance challenge. It's a bad thing. All right, get that mat out of your way. And we're going to do those renegade rows. So remember, your option is in a full plank, or to find your modification, whole plank, even if it's just for a second, drop your knees. Now you're in a great modification. Let's do it. So here you want to focus on those back muscles down through here. So we're in this position to really elongate the muscle, and then we pull back. So to get the best work out of the muscle, you really want to make it nice and long. Then it has a lot more room to contract. Full plank for the renegade row. Just not available to me today. But if it is for you, knock it out, my friend. As you can see by the sweat dripping on my mat, I'm still getting plenty of good work in. All right, guys, round 2 down. 2 more to go. Hope you're getting a nice sweat on, like I am. I apologize, I feel like I'm falling out of my shirt, falling out of my pants. It's a mess. It is a mess today, guys. You know what, sometimes we are not bringing our A game to the gym. But as long as we're bringing our A game here and working hard, working smart, not to worry. It's when we don't bring our A game here that things tend to go a little sideways, right? All right, we got plenty of time, 50 seconds. I'm gonna come check video. All right, still looking good. And guys, always, if you're here watching along, drop me a comment, let me know. Even if you're just dropping in to say, what's Tracy doing? Drop in, ask me what I'm doing. I'd love to interact with you guys, so please, send them to me. All right, we've got froggy bridge. I'm gonna go ahead and come down and get set up since it takes me a minute to get that band in a happy place. And again, the less you can keep it from rolling, the more flat you can keep it, the more comfortable it's gonna be. And that's why those donkey kicks have not been so comfortable. It's because the band just rolls and rolls and rolls. All right, so we're here. Set up your normal bridge. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Good. Push up, open up, down. Squeeze and out around with that booty. Remember, in this one instance, it's okay if you roll out to the edges of your feet a little bit. It's all right. There should be no harm in doing that in this particular exercise. Also, make sure you're trying to keep your neck and your shoulders relaxed. All right, bring it up. they're tight already. When we lay on our back and start doing work, for some reason these muscles think, hey, my time to shine too. So just be mindful. The same goes for this exercise. Whew. Our neck and our shoulders just love to help anytime they can. All right, so we're going to bend it over, all the way over, neck long, gazing out just a little bit. Excuse me, a little hiccup, a little bit. Open. Open. Again, squeezing those muscles that are next to your spine, up between your shoulders. Remember, if you're opening up and doing this, you're pulling too heavy a weight. Drop that weight down. If you're at your smallest weight, drop the weight completely. Just do your hands. Awesome. Tricep kickbacks. Every time I bend over, this like stream of sweat pours off my nose. All right, so kickback time. This one really got to focus. Focus, focus, focus. All right. Turn the other way just for a different change of scenery. Shoulders down, neck long. Squeeze back. Good. No swinging. Only squeezing. Good job. Make sure you're not squeezing up through that neck. Again, if you're saying, Tracy, I can't squeeze back and not squeeze my neck, and get a lighter weight. Awesome. All right, down to the floor. If you are not going to use the band for the donkey kick and want to try the weight method, just make sure you've got a weight close by. And what size you want is really going to be up to you and what you think you can do. Have it close by for our next exercise. All right. So remember, you've got those bridge step-ins as your alternative with no ball. Otherwise, feet come up on the ball. Neck, shoulders long. Bridge up. Roll it in. Good, good. Squeeze it up. Let it go. Squeeze it up. Let it go. If you're losing your positioning on the ball, just pause, get it back. Perfect. All right. So, if the band worked fine for you on the donkey kicks, keep going with that band. Otherwise, you will need two weights actually, because we're alternating. You're going to stick a weight behind each knee. Squeeze it between the calf and the hamstring, and we kick up. Now it's a little awkward. Your weights are probably knocking together at the bottom. It's all right. If this just isn't working for you, then just pick one side, stay on that one side, and just work it, and then go to the other side for the last round. Or you can do a few on each side, like I'm doing two. Again, stomping that foot on the ceiling. And this actually encourages us to keep our foot in the right position even more, because if we kick our leg out, that weight's gonna go flying across the room, right? All right, we have our calf raises. So yeah, hopefully that weight method works better for you. If that band was challenging you like it was me. All right, let's get it going. Remember, you don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait for me to finish my explanation of the exercise. If you know what you're doing, you start with that bell. So this is new to you. You can probably feel a big difference between standing flat on the floor and having a little bit of elevation. Now if you do it on something like a step, you really get a big difference because you can really elongate, drop those heels, really elongate that calf muscle, and then pop, squeeze it up tight. You also want to try to lower your calves just as slowly as you raise them. All right, we got that renegade row. So remember, your modification here or your non-modification here, wherever it is that you want to work today, do it to it. All right, so remember, we're in full plank. Or modification, or this is one that if it's still just too hard for you in modification, you can come to tabletop and work in tabletop. This is one time where I say that's okay. Because you're still able to do the row successfully, even in the tabletop. It's just going to be your most starter modification, but again, we're doing a really hard exercise. So starter modification still isn't easy, right? Core nice and tight. Beautiful, guys. End of our third round. We've only got one round left. We are almost there. No, what did I miss? Lateral raises, guys. My bad. I skipped right over them. Ah. Lateral raises. Psych. Ah. Sorry. Ah. It's so funny, you get that feeling, like, something just doesn't seem quite right. I don't know what it is. And then the timer tells the truth for you. Good work, guys. And we're stopping right about that shoulder height. You can't see yourself, and just do the best you can. You know the difference between about shoulder height and I'm swinging up to my ears. We got 10 seconds. Now's our break. Yes. Oh, goodness me. All right, we have a minute and a half. Enjoy it. Talk to yourself, whatever it is you need to do to get ready for this last round of 8 exercises. You can absolutely do it. It's 11 and a half minutes left total. This break, all the breaks in between, all the work. You can absolutely do it, guys. Absolutely you can. I'm going to check the video. Hey, Sandy. That's all right, sister. I know you'll get to this workout later. I I think Sandy has taken my role as most dedicated Facebook Live workout friend. So I look forward to seeing you later. All right, guys, we got just over 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead, since that froggy bridge can be a little bit of a bear to set up. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Get that band up over my thighs. So remember, you want it above your knees, not on your knees. There is not a reason I can think of that you would put a band right around your knees. Not a good one, at least. All right, guys, we are got 3 seconds. So go ahead and get yourselves set up. Good. So we've got our feet hip width apart, and then we take just a little half wiggle walk in. Engage that core, shoulders down. Lift and open. Lower back down. Lift and open. Back down. Right here. Squeeze. Let it back down. Let it back down. Again, this is a time that if it feels better to roll out on the edges of your feet, you can do that. Just be mindful sometimes that it lets some of that pressure out. So just feel where you get the most pressure, and that's where we go. Woo. Beautiful, guys. Work that booty. One more. Let it down. Good job. All right. Take that band off. We're coming back up to standing. Got those rear delt flies. Woo! I'm creating my own waterworks today. And then if you watch my past few, Charlie's been out here dumping water on me and blowing water through the fan to help keep me cool. All right, open it up. Face down. Gaze a little bit out in front. I'll tell you, starting tonight, I felt like it was even hotter than Saturday, which I didn't think could happen, but I feel much better. I feel like I'm cooling off. Last Saturday, I was not. Charlie said he came out here to bail me out. He saw me on the video, and it looked like I was about to pass out. So hopefully, you guys have some air-conditioned space to work out in. I see all of these fitness professionals, especially the ones, you know, with these like gigantic Instagram followings and stuff, and they're doing all these workouts and these scenic, you know, on a pier, and you know, the birds flying around them, and all I think is they must not live in the South. Because the thought of anything beautiful happening when I'm working out, one, is hilarious, and two, July and August, outside, working out, there's nothing pretty happening there. Like, all of you guys must live in San Diego or something. Squeeze those triceps at the top. No swings. "15 seconds. You hear I'm like counting my reps by my sweat drops hitting the floor. Nice, all right, to the floor. Keep those weights close by if you're gonna use weights for your donkey kicks. We've got our hamstring, either our bridge walk-ins or the hamstring roll-ins. Different place you wanna work at. Last time. So last cue, already be working if you know what you're doing. Hamstring and calves on the ball. Neck long, spine long. Bridge up. Roll it in. Full rolls as close as you can. Back out. Be in control. Hamstrings on fire. Well, if you need a reset, just set your booty down, pick your feet back up, get right back to it. One more. Yes. All right. We got our donkey kicks. So you can use the ball. I'm sorry, you can use the band. If the band works for you, or you can plop some weights back here. Might be a little awkward to have one under each leg, but just find a way to make it work. You can do a few on each side. I'm going to do 2, and switch to the other side. Again, imprint that shoe. Having the weight back there is a great reminder, because you can't kick that foot back or you'll throw that weight. Squeeze that booty. Squeeze. I'm the world's worst about tucking my head down and looking at my knees. Try to keep that gaze out in front. Almost there, guys. We're under 10 seconds. Awesome. All right. We have lateral raises. No, I'm not putting that weight down in the smartest way. I will acknowledge I'm just flopping it down. The sweat is real, y'all. All right, lateral raise. We are here, shoulders down. Send a message to that neck to relax. Let's go. Good job. Good work, guys. Working that back body. Don't forget about that back body, just because you don't see it much. There's a lot of important things happening back there. Protect our spine, protect our hips. So much of that work is done in the back. Last one. Good. All right. We got those calf raises. Put my little mat back over here. So last tip I'll give you on these, if you're wanting a little more, and especially if you don't have anything to elevate onto, you can always just hold a heavy weight in your hands. Just add a little extra challenge. Totally your option. All right, squeeze to the top. Lower. Remember, if you need to hold on to a wall or a chair for some balance, that's totally okay. I encourage you to challenge your balance. But, as I say anytime, if you're just having a horrible balance day and you can't complete the exercise, then hold on to the wall. I won't tell on you. Good. Full squeeze at the top. Like you're encouraging them to cramp, but stop right before that happens. I would not encourage cramping to anyone. My mom used to get the worst leg cramps. I remember being a little kid and just hearing, oh, 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 and then her walking up and down the hallway, oh, leg cramp, leg cramp. And I was young, and my mom was an older woman to have somebody my age, so I she was definitely going through some things that I did not understand as a little kid. It's so funny. I wish she was here for many reasons, but I wish she was here so I could tell her, like, oh gosh, Mom, I get it now. I was still pretty young when she passed, so I had not hit all of these milestones of older age. But when I think about it, she was a year older than I am now when she had me, so. Stay strong, guys. If you're getting real tired and need to come up to tabletop, do it. Remember, it's about successfully completing the exercise, working the proper muscles. Woo! That is the bell, guys. That is the bell. You did it. Woo! So that is a back body circuit. So we've revisited a lot of muscles in our back, just in maybe different ways than we had before, and certainly in a much more focused way and just looking at the back of our body. So you might find yourself sore in some interesting places where you're like, why is just the back of me sore? Just remember, we did back body. So, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you got a great sweat on. I hope you got those muscles working. You know, I started out in pretty rough shape for me. I feel a little better. I definitely feel better here, which is one of the great things about working out, is what it does for us here. And just always good to get moving, right? Always so good. So thank you so much for joining me, for being here with me. If you have any recommendations on something you'd like to see, other experiments, other body parts you want to work on, any different ways you want to work, shoot me a message, drop me a comment, whatever it is, I'd love to hear it. I'd love some feedback on what you guys would like to do. Also different lengths of videos. I stick with about a 60, ends up being about a 66-minute format with my talking and the work. So, you know, if you're looking for 30 or 45 minutes, let me know. I am happy to give you what you were looking for. So, thank you for joining me. Please share this workout, share my page, subscribe on YouTube, and if you would like to donate anything for this class, it is the only payment I receive. I would happily accept it. Strong Style Fit on Venmo is where you'll find me, or hit me up if you'd like to do something else. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care of yourself and love on somebody today. All right. Bye, guys.